story is sort of, whatever the fuck they want to do, right? However they want to tell the story. Hi, I'm Darren C. Demaree, and here today we're going to talk about my new book, Not for Art Nor Prayer. To talk about the process of the book and sort of what went into writing it. I know Emery and everyone at 8th House is really proud of it, and I am very proud of it as well. So the first poem I wanted to read was from the adoration section. What I did was I wrote about 150 adoration poems, poems meant to be sort of small, sort of uplifting and sometimes funny and sometimes interesting turns, sort of different ways to thank people that you see out in the world, people in your life and people you run into and walk past and things like that, that sort of in one way or another were uplifting to me. So the first one is adoration number 6, for the couple in the Chipotle parking lot. I have seen sweeter bones tapping the bulk of our time together, and though I was in a hurry to get home, eat this burrito before my family returned from swimming, it was lovely to spend those moments lessening my own loneliness. You gave me pause. I wish outlandish joy for you. Adoration number 30 for Anna, my neighbor. This story actually happened to my wife. Someone moves in next door to you and you get to learn about them very slowly. And our neighbor Anna is an incredible woman and very, very funny, very dry. But she decided one morning to let my wife know that she had beaten breast cancer. She had sort of gone through this, and she's an incredibly strong woman. But the way that she sort of delivered the news to Emily and when she relayed the story to me was both sort of incredibly powerful and sort of funny at the same time. So I wrote Adoration 30 for Anna. The first time you mentioned your breast, to me it was to tell me they were gone now, that there were other parts missing as well, taken from your body, from waking flesh that had woken up poorly, sick. When I tried consolation, you made a joke. You looked stronger then. Actual strength is astounding. So one of the things about these poems, and I tried to find, I wrote a lot of them for friends and for family members and for people that had done little things that really impressed me. And one of them was for my grandmother, Gloria, who is over 90 years old now, and storytelling gets really interesting to me at a certain point in someone's aging, and whatever new sort of dynamic it takes, whether it's rose coloring, whether it's sort of cobbling together different stories and making one story, whether it's misremembering, purposeful or not. My theory is sort of, whatever the fuck they want to do, right? However they want to tell the story. So this is Adoration number 83 for my grandmother Gloria. 90 broken pieces can be turned into anything you want. Meld the truth. I've got one of my wife's good friends and someone who's become a good friend of mine. Her name is Gretchen Marty, and she's one of these strong women that sort of always is constantly amazing everyone around them. And she's been a cohort of mine in planning surprise birthday parties for my wife Emily. And if you've got sort of Gretchen on your side, like you could take over the world if you really wanted to. So Adoration number 100 for Gretchen Marty. The woman can be completely incomplete, but if she needed only 2 steps to be full frame, she would give you one of them. She is rain, not pool. I've got a friend that I met down in Alabama named Nick Dominic, who, if you don't know, is an incredible poet. His chapbook just came out. I think it's called Your Daily Horoscope. But he's an incredible poet, and even if he wasn't, he's a great guy. And me and one of my good friends, Steve Kowalski, met him down there at the same time in Tuscaloosa, along with ended up being a crowd of people down in Tuscaloosa that are all sort of bright stars in the sky to me. Chris Mink and Brian Oliu and Farron Stanley, Kate Lorenz, people that are just sort of incredible. So this is Adoration number 111 for Nick Dominic. I know all of the different ways to hold gravel in a driveway in Ohio, but I think I learned what to do with those rocks in Alabama. How to toss them casually near train tracks most of the time, because you can only throw a few of them through windows without dropping your smoke. There was a couple in an AT&T store when on like a Saturday morning my phone broke and I had to go in there very quickly to get a new phone on my way out of town. And it was when the store opened. They had like at 8 a.m. or something like that. And I was the first one through the door because I was trying to get up to a friend's wedding in northern Ohio. And there was this high school couple who walked in right after me, and they were all over each other. Either they were still drunk from the party from the night before, or I don't know, but 50-50 when I left the store with my purchase, they were having sex in the AT&T store. They were hands in pants already, and I don't know what happened. But I got sort of such like a smile out of sort of the unabashedness of like an empty AT&T store and three very groggy workers watching these two high school kids. So hopefully they kept themselves under control a little bit longer until they got out of the store, but I can't guarantee that. Adoration number 131 for the young couple in the AT&T store on Henderson Road. I know for sure if you keep each other's hands deep inside the sweet grove fruit. A lot of people know who Dana Levin is. Incredibly talented poet in the surgical theater. Some great work. I think I read that when I was in college, and sort of fireworks went off immediately. So she's a very incredibly talented poet. But I wrote one of the adoration poems for her because of what she does with social media. On Facebook, she'll always post these great pictures of her plants, like her little garden, and they're always beautiful pictures. And there's something sort of when someone takes great pictures of floral things and gardens and fruit and things like that, there's sort of hope and life in that, and especially the way she talks about taking care of them. And there was something mothering and lovely about that. So adoration number 165 for Dana Lee. Every photo taken removes the shadow, takes the chimney from above the flower, hides it back inside the house where eyes hide too. I take photos of my kids. You do the same. It appears all the world could be your offspring. There's comfort in that thought, warmth, and a circle that could be arms. So that's obviously not all of them, but that's sort of what the adoration poems were about, is trying to find small moments and different things that in sort of the ebb and flow of a day were bright spots, whether they were funny or genuine or whatever they may have been.